3, 2, 1. Welcome to the FOREX Trading Show. FOREX Trading Live. Every weekday morning. Real trades. Real profits. Zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Welcome, fellow Forex traders. Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Time. Let's get into the results of my proprietary algorithm that never loses. Doesn't mean you can't lose, because you're probably an emotional trader. You're probably someone who looks at the chart and says, "Come on, man, move in my direction." Probably not a good way to trade. However, I get it. My system does extremely well. It never loses. But you can lose because you probably overtrade and you probably overbid. But we're looking at the free signal that goes out here. Just had one closed in profit. Looking really good. Extremely low volume in terms of kind of like hen picking, which pairs we want to trade. The overall system, we'll look at it. It's on the higher end of low volume. But when we start, picking pairs like this, like just one pair at a time, it'll feel a little slow. And it only feels a little slow if you've been trading for this, like I have, for three plus years, this particular algorithm, because there are other times when it is just pumping, and it is not doing that right now. But it's steady, makes slight little profits. I'm going to talk about something up front here before we get too far into the results of all the different feeds and subset feeds and different currency pairs, gold, a couple test accounts I have. So I have to start saying this pretty regularly because I don't think people understand this. Doug says 8 a.m. here. Awesome. Where are you? 4 hours. You in Alaska? 4 hours difference? I know I missed my West Coast time. I'll be back soon. I just started planning my trip yesterday. I'm going to leave a little bit late this year again. Probably first week in November. Head that way. So I have to start saying this pretty consistently because I think people... I did a video called my FX to BTC protocol. Few people watched it. It went to the wayside. Because I've still continued to have people come to me and say, where do I buy Bitcoin? Going to be really straight with you. I don't think it's the smartest thing to do to buy Bitcoin, to buy it. Not that it's a bad thing. But if you have the opportunity, nothing's wrong with buying it. I'll give you a couple things that might be a little wrong with buying it. But if you don't have any, you don't have any. But I've given you an opportunity here with my algorithm to amass it, to acquire it anonymously. And that's the smartest thing you could ever do, is acquire, amass Bitcoin anonymously. I'm not even going to tell you why. Go look it up, right? Would you like to have a public bank account or an anonymous bank account? Nobody knows who you are. I don't know. I'd like anonymity. No one needs to know what I have. Certainly, no three-letter agencies need to know what I have. They don't need to. It's time to start trading Forex as if you're amassing anonymous Bitcoin, because when you do a withdrawal, depends on your broker. You'd be smart to get a broker that will give you an anonymous withdrawal. Just send you your Bitcoin when you ask for it. Send you your Forex profits. I think the point has been lost in the description and the length of time that I've spent on it. Every day moving forward, I hope I remember to tell you to leverage Forex trading to amass anonymous Bitcoin. You would be batshit fucking crazy not to do that. What are you doing? Where can I buy Bitcoin? Well, if you don't have any, go buy some, right? I think Cash App is a great place to do that. I think Coinbase is an absolute terrible place to do that. Why? I don't know, my experience with Coinbase, you buy any more than a couple dollars worth, they'll hold it for 2 weeks. You buy thousands of dollars worth, they'll hold it for 21 days. Like, come on, right? So the point behind what I'm getting at here is I no longer trade Forex for some sort of income or gain, because there's nothing in the world that outpaces the gain and the profits of Bitcoin. If you look at it on a day-to-day basis, I've seen someone the other day say, buy Bitcoin, and I've done the same thing. Buy Bitcoin, the price is going down. Oh my God, it's losing value. If you look at the track record, and if you look at the pundits, the financial pundits who say what's going on, even if you only made $10 a week in Bitcoin, that's $6.5 million in 10 years, $10 a week, $6.5 million in 10 years. That's assuming it pretty much stays where it's at. It's not going to. It's an interesting, I can't think of the mathematics that they put behind it. Paywall is a data analysis. I think I'm probably saying it wrong. Price wall. Anyway, you would be smart to put everything you have into Bitcoin. You just would. It's my opinion. Go look at everybody else's opinion. If you're looking for the people that are conspiracy theorists and you want to hear all the negative shit, go look for it. You'll find what you're looking for. But I shared a video not too long ago, a few days ago, within the last week in the open chat area, that was really a definitive video to listen to one of the highly intelligent mathematical scholars saying, listen, he was basically saying, and don't take my advice, right? I'm a complete idiot. But he was basically saying, you'd be better off taking out a loan and buying Bitcoin. It's because of the return on investment over time. It doesn't take that much. So people that are looking at Forex, and maybe you have a small account, right? Whatever you think small is, whatever I think small is probably relative, right? Let's say you have a small account. It's only making a few bucks a day. If you look at that, if you amortize that over the CAGR, the combined annual growth rate of Bitcoin, right now it's somewhere in the 190%. It averages 155% a year. And again, there's all kinds of different ways to look at the math. CAGR is probably the biggest way I look at it. You can step back and look at it at just hard numbers, like 40% a year, right? 40, 50% a year. Worst case scenario, not CAGR, just simple annual mathematics, right? That's better than any investment on the face of the earth. So all you have to do is the one smart investment concept, which is DCA, dollar cost averaging. That means you're buying an instrument, Bitcoin, a little bit at a time, weekly, and it gives you an average price over time, as opposed to getting in at the top price or only getting in at the bottom price. That average price, DCA, dollar cost averaging, combined with the return rate, the return on investment, the CAGR, the annual percentage rate, whatever the case may be, however you want to look at it, outpaces everything you could do. Now, here's what's interesting about that. I'm going to try to change your mind on some stuff here. Let's say you have a $10,000 account. Let's say you have a $1,000 account. Whatever is important to you, whatever account you have. If you trade hyper conservatively, you still maintain your capital. So if you put $10,000 into a broker account, you trade hyper conservative, because the play here is to get a little bit of Bitcoin anonymously into your wallet and hold on to it over time. Because, and I'm absolutely being facetious and throwing some craziness out here, but if you go look at the numbers, there's some realism to this. $1 amassed this week in 10 years can be $100,000. All right, maybe it's only $28,000. $1 amassed right now in 10 years is astronomical. So all you ever have to do is amass $1 right now. $1. $10 a week. And you never lose your capital investment. So if you're like, I'm putting my $10,000 at risk. Not if you're hyper conservative. How do you be hyper conservative? You use some of my feeds. I've got a thing called the 10 pip hybrid. I've got one called one profitable pair. You just be hyper conservative. A very low bid. Something that if you got into a currency trade that ran 100 trades against you, you wouldn't worry about. You're like, whatever. It's mathematically going to make some money for me. So in my accounts, I've really become just under conservative. I'm not hyper conservative right now, but I certainly think more and more about it. Right now, we're in a very slow market. Welcome to summer vacation. Everybody's out enjoying the summer. We're also coming up against a major, probably the most important election of our lifetime. We're up against those things. Stock market crashed last week. So we're up against some things, but I'm telling you right now, if you just take a deep breath, and I know I hesitate to say this advice because it scares people off. Start focusing on Forex trading as certainly capital preservation and amassing anonymous Bitcoin. I'll give you an example. I know this for a fact. If you go to Coinbase and you buy Bitcoin, the moment you start collecting more than about $20,000 worth, you are on the government/SEC/IRS radar. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Where are you putting that money at? You pay taxes on that, right? It's decentralized finance. That means no one controls it. That means you shouldn't have to be controlled if you're into it. Mark says, after the FX to BTC protocol video, I don't get how people don't understand this concept. You know what? It's not that they don't understand it. They probably aren't willing to watch more than 5 minutes of my video. I've been doing videos on the internet for 25 years. What's interesting is I had a YouTube channel that I ran for 10 plus years. And I would do my most valuable content 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. You know, I'm constantly pumping out, and my average watch time was 1 minute and 11 seconds. People, it's attention span, right? It's attention span. Think about it. We all knew the information was there that when you were 19 years old, if you put away $300 a month into an index fund, at this point, over 50, 60 years old, you'd be a multimillionaire. None of us took the advice. So a lot of it is just the place that you're at and someone's ability to be able to hear what they normally wouldn't hear, right? So it's really, really important, and I'm just going to keep saying it every day. It's extremely important. So we'll look at the results here. I'll get off my fucking soapbox high horse. But if people would take that advice, my system would feel much more emotionally amazing to them trading conservatively. Because, the market goes sideways forever. We get a little bit of up, we get a little bit of down, and then it wrecks accounts. And I see people right now talking about it in the group. The gold scalper, we'll look at it today, crushes. I told it to make $10 a day. You scale it up from there. Everybody's like, this is killing. I'm going to increase my bid. Oops, I lost my whole account. Because it's like you're trying to get rich quick, whereas the true riches are consistency over time. Like $10 a week. I mean, what size of account would you need? What size of a FOREX trading account would you need to make a consistent $10 a week? $500? $1,000? I mean, that's all you have to do. If you have a $10,000 account and you're trying to get 10% a month, right? So you're trying to make $1,000 a month. That's a little bit different mentality. Now, $1,000 a month amassed in Bitcoin and held for 5, 6, 7 years. We can go look at my calculator, my Bitcoin calculator. Maybe we'll do that in this episode. We'll start doing that. We're going to start doing that because I think that's one of the most important things I can show. Let's go through the results here. We'll jump over and I'll pull up that Bitcoin calculator. But $1,000 a month, $250 a week, goes to tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars held in Bitcoin over a pretty short period of time, 5, 6 years. So, oh, that's interesting. Mark says, I'm not going to put that on the screen. Really? All right. Let me know who that is. So yeah. If you're looking at, I'm going to try to put this in a different way and we'll move on, but I think it's so important. You don't have to make very much money in Bitcoin to be insanely rich in the future. You don't. But here's the thing. If you push it too hard and you make a lot and then you lose your base balance account because you overbid, then you're not adding to that dollar cost averaging. So the idea is to just relax, pull back. I'm telling you, you don't have to get rich overnight with these accounts to be insanely rich in 5 to 10 years if you hold your profits in Bitcoin. If I'm wrong, okay, you still got your capital, still got your whatever you put into your account. If I'm wrong, you still got that money. But if I'm fucking right, and just like all these other pundits are probably going to be right, talking about Bitcoin going to $1 million per coin. If you were putting $10 away of Bitcoin a week and holding it, and the coin itself goes to $1 million, you're set. You're good. Maybe even set for life. I know the amount that I have and the small amount I'm massing each week is going to make me filthy, filthy, filthy rich and set and private and anonymous. Almost feels like I'm saying something illegal, doesn't it? I'm out here broadcasting this to the internet. You do what you want to do. It's purely entertainment advice, right? Or it's something that you could go look into a little bit and do extremely well for yourself. Or in the end, if Bitcoin just blows up and it doesn't exist anymore, you still got your account balance. Better than losing everything. So we're looking at the free signal here. NZD USD sell. I'd probably be selling NZD USD right now. That's what the algorithm's doing. And if you look at the history, we closed a EUR AUD. Notice this is the free signal account. Signals are now coming out at a 0.10 base lot size. Okay. And this is a great account. If you look for the week, I'm not sure. Stand by. Let me look at something real quick. Yes, I am. I just wanted to make sure I'm in the right account here. So if you look at, so I'll just start this again. We're in NZD USD sell. It's free signal. You can take it. It does show you the current updated take profit, 0.59803 currently. If you look at the history, $36 close today. Don't be impressed or unimpressed with $36.93 profit. It's scalable. You could bid more, you could bid less. It's so scalable to your account. So scalable to your account. Most other systems are not that. So for the week, 208.23 for the week, and since this is a new account, same amount. So it's been active for a week. Now, I did kind of slow down and pull back, especially the free signal here. I have slowed it down a little bit. Let me tell you how I slow it down. The free signal system, the AI looks at my main algorithm, 22 currency pairs, and it jumps into a trade when that pair has went at least 2 deep. So I'm not taking first trades. All that does is slow it down a little bit. If I told it to take trade 3, it would slow down even more because a lot of pairs don't go to trade 3 in a basket, right? We were talking about this in the group today. Someone had said, what about setting up a feed like that? I did it myself, and I could set up a feed like that. Your average person couldn't mentally handle it. Terry, it's been 17 days and we haven't had a trade. That's because we're waiting for a big one. And when that big trade comes in, it's going to cover whatever you thought you were going to make for the last 17 days. If I did that, and you look at that account over the year, it'd be more profitable than taking a lot of trades. But people can't mentally do it. They must see trades. Is it working? Is the system working? I've gotten a lot of that lately. I'm like, it's July. Bank managers, hedge funds, they're on vacation, man. They're out on their yachts right now with their family. Or with strippers. It's all the same, right? So that's the free signal. Everything's looking good. It's a little slow right now. Let me pause. I'm going to take you to the next account, and I need to look on my end to see what we're going to look at. So we're going to go look at a subset of my overall algorithm called my 10 pip hybrid feed, which is what people typically should be trading unless they have a $10,000 plus account. Let me pull it up here. So what this particular account does is it's trading groups, and here I'll share this with you. So I'll just show you the trades we're in. I'm going to go at, it's slow this summer. Normally I wouldn't show you. This is a paid subscription feed. You could jump into this trade if you want to, but CAD Chief looking pretty good, And if we look at the history, I've got 2 trades closed. We were trading a different group. 2 GBP USD trades came in, $138 worth of profit. And this is looking pretty good right now. Now, this may seem a little odd, but if you look at the overall algorithm, I believe CAD CHF is in about 10 to 12 trades right now in a basket. The system here, the 10 pip hybrid, has jumped into those later trades, so it's going to be and look even more profitable. Can you predict that? Not necessarily. Did I have a little bit of control over this? You're welcome, because this is looking pretty good. I kind of told the AI system, hey, why don't you jump into that? And then we'll trade that group. So right now, the group that we would trade is CAD, CHF, and I believe it's USD, JPY together, if USD, JPY comes into a trade. So that's looking pretty good. And everybody said it was a little slow. Well, let's hen pick and slow down and pick and choose the trades we want. So for the week on the 10 pip hybrid, if you're bidding what I'm bidding here, I don't know what you're bidding. I don't know what your account balance is. I don't know what your leverage is. But if you're bidding relative to your account, you're doing a multiple or a fraction of what I'm showing you here. $10,088.29 for the last week in closed trades on the 10 pip hybrid feed. Pretty impressive to me. Looks good to me. So let's go back to the pause and let me move on to the next account. Look at my account list here. So the next one I'm going to show you is a test account that I have that is trading a feed called my One Profitable Pair feed and my Gold Scalper feed together. So let's go look at this. Stand by. I'm going to pull up the account. Here it is. And again, what I show you here is all relative. This is what I'm bidding on this test account. It's a $10,000 test account. We used this account, I believe, we used this account. I wanted to let a currency pair go 10 deep and then turn it off and hedge. And if you were watching me a few days ago, you'd know that I looked away from the account and moved farther than I wanted to. I was stuck in that hedge. It went negative on me. The original trade took profit. Okay. So I traded out of that and pretty close. I was like $6,000 in drawdown, but the hedge was protecting me. So I was at about a $5,000 profit on the other side. I did a few trades. You'll see what I closed last night. So I closed the $6,500 loss. I had a $3,800 profit and a $2,500 profit. I just got out of it at a $243 loss. I'm going to call that break even, because it was just a bad scenario. I traded out of it. Let's move on, right? And this entire account is intended as a test to kind of like test some trade management techniques. And in the end, you know what the best trade management technique is? Have a decent account size, be ultra conservative on your bid, take a weekly profit withdrawal from your Forex account and hold it in Bitcoin, because holding it in Bitcoin is where the massive profits will be made. I don't care how much you make in Forex, you'll never outpace what Bitcoin's going to do for you held for 10 years, ever. So just be aware of that. So quit getting so greedy and trying to make so much. Because I get it's exciting. You know, it's exciting for me to look at my Bitcoin calculator, type in what I have and what I'm amassing each week, and look at where it's going to be in 5, 6, 7 years. It's phenomenal. Makes me happy. I wonder if I should. I'm going to say this out loud. I'd be happy if I had a $10,000 account making $50 to $100 a week from it. What? The capital is maintained. The 10 to 15, 20, $50 a week from a $10,000 account, which is ultra conservative. Ultra conservative. is not the point. The point is holding it 5 to 10 years in Bitcoin. It's going to be life-changing. I've seen a highly educated mathematician scholar say this last week, that Bitcoin will replace the dollar. Bitcoin will replace the dollar. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. So this is the test account. You can see, I'll just show you what we're in here. I am in a basket of trades on Euro USD, and gold is giving us a little bit of push and sideways movement. Let's go look at gold on the chart here. And I'm even, let's go back before I look at that. I'm bidding a base 0.05 lot size. So you can see it went up to $1, $1, and $1.50. That can really hit your margin on gold, right? So I'm at the like $9,500 account, 3,000% margin. It's feeling good. I think this is going to work out good. Gold just kind of going sideways. This is the 4-hour chart. If I scale down to the 1, you can see it a little bit better. It's fine. But if you're overbidding and it goes against you like this, you're probably in trouble. But if you're ultra conservative, I'll say it again, ultra conservative, you're going to make some nice profits on this. This particular account is designed at a 0.01 lot size to make $10 a day. And it does that. A lot of people want to scale it up. $10 a day is $50 a week. Remember that number. $50 a week. I'll plug it into my Bitcoin calculator. It'll blow your fucking mind. It'll blow your mind. So this is looking good. I feel good about this. And let's go look at, I'm going to pull up my account list here. Let's see what else we need to look at. So, yeah, the next thing we can look at is just the overall system. I call it the Premium Signals Monitor account. So I'm going to look at that. Stand by. Let me pull it up here. It is this one, I believe. Yes, sir. So I'll show you this. I'll reveal it. Paid subscribers get access to this. They can log right into it on their mobile phone. We are looking at all of the trades in the system here. Okay, current volume, all of the trades. You'll notice CAD Chief is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 deep, and the last 2 are profitable. Doesn't mean it's going to go right straight to take profit, but it means that this is a good sign. And just a little bit of push on the CAD Swiss there. I was thinking today, I don't know why I call it Chief. I heard someone call it that one time, and I just never stopped calling it that. CAD Swiss. So as far as history goes, if you look at the overall system, and I get that this will give you FOMO, but it's made $270.30 for the day, bidding a 0.10 base lot size. It looks like only one trade went to the 0.02. I'm sorry, to 0.2 lot size, and it was this right here, AUD JPY, jacked up just a little bit. But I mean, look at the algo. If you would just trade conservatively, so scale this down to a 0.01 lot size. What would that be? Be at $27? $27 a day, bidding a 0.01 lot size. If you show someone, look, I'm making $27 a day, they're like, you're brokey. You're a brokey. Am I? Ever heard of a Bitcoin CAGR calculator? The brokey will be that person in 10 years because they haven't done shit with their money. They're not leveraging anything to get to amass anything, and they don't get to DCA anything. So overall system looking really good. Relatively low volume. If you go back here and look at it, the overall system bidding a dollar is $661 in drawdown. Like, that's, any account can handle that right now. Any account can handle that volume. So let me pause one more time. I believe we're going to go look at a... Did we? Yeah, we did look at gold. Let's go look at a test account. I have not looked at this. This is a completely different algorithm. Let me pull this up here, and then I'll talk about it, because my brain can't do 17 things at once. Yeah, so take a look at this. This is an algorithm that trades mathematically only. There is no entry strategy with this. When you turn it on, it enters a buy and a sell and manages the trades. So in my mind, this is how Forex actually works and actually should be traded. This whole bullshit about entry strategies, that's what kept me busy and broke for years in Forex, because I kept looking, what's the best entry? I arrived at the best entry for an indicator after 6+ years of doing it, is the RSI at a setting of 4. That's probably the best you're ever going to get as far as an indicator. But the moving averages and all of this other stuff, entry strategies kept me distracted. When Forex trading, in my mind, in my experience, in my belief set, at my level of intelligence, and I'm no dummy, is that it has nothing to do with entry. It has to do with trade management. What are some things that are included in trade management? Bidding appropriately for your account balance, whatever that means to you, because everybody has a different risk appetite. Not over trading. Not setting stop losses. What? Yeah, mathematically you don't need to. And that's what this thing is doing. So check this out. I started this, we'll look at when I started, about 3 weeks ago. And it's already at I started at $10,000, already at a 12% profit. If you look at the history, and here's what's interesting. So you'll look at this, it is at a profit of minus $1.57. It found itself, and I know, because I understand the algorithm here, it found itself stretched. So it just took the oldest trades and said, let's get out at about break even. A minus $1.57 is break even, right? So it controls, I told this thing, after 4 trades, start controlling either side of the transaction, the buy or the sell, and take profits and close losses if it gets past 4 trades. That's exactly what it did here. It's just mathematics. However, if you look at for the week, it's up $862.60. It's a base lot size of 0.10. Now, what I'm thinking is that if and when I do release this algorithm to my paid subscribers and my lifetime license holders, that I will have a base bid of 0.01. So this will be scalable. So you'll get it at 0.01 if you want to multiply that by 2 or 3 or 4, or in this case, I'm multiplying a 0.01 by 10, getting a base lot size of 0.10 on these trades. And yes, it does increase. You can see it increasing 10, 12, 11. For the month, $1,255.90. Now, what's interesting is for the month is only 2 to 3 weeks. So right now, what is the date? It's August 7th. If I scroll all the way back here, I look and I started this thing on, what does it say? July 15th. So it's been about 3 weeks. So 12% in 3 weeks, bidding a 10x multiplier on this algorithm. I'm pretty impressed with it. I would suggest that a feed like this it's on the high risk side. However, if you had a $10,000 account bidding a 0.01 base lot size, what would this have made in 3 weeks? It would have made $120, I think. Yeah, it made $120. Like, that's not bad. Now take that $120 and put it into Bitcoin and hold it for 5+ years. Mind bottling. Speaking of that, while I'm doing this, let me make sure that I can do this in the background. I'm going to pull up that calculator that I was telling you about, and then I will share it on the screen here. So give me a second. It is going to be this one. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is share this with you. And let's have some fun. Remember I said if you could amass, what did I say? $50 a week? Yeah, I said $50 a week. Derek says I'm good with 50. So if you could amass $50 a week on autopilot, anonymously, ultra conservatively, let me show you what it will be and what it will do held in Bitcoin. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, here we go. So here's my Bitcoin calculator. Had someone program for me. Let's go to full screen. Right now, this is showing a lump sum investment of $100. You start out with $100 of Bitcoin. This is showing $200. Let's do it $50 a week. And let's do it for 10 years. $33,159,116. $50 a week for 10 years. Can you do $50 a week for 10 years? Oh, I don't have 10 years, Terry. Cool. Let's do it in 7. Let's do it in 6. $781,540. That's with a total investment of $15,700. And that $15,700 is amassed, it's profits from your Forex account. You haven't lost any of your trade balance, especially if you're ultra conservative. What's interesting, so look at this. So $50 a week for 6 years, $781,000. Look what it goes to at 7 years. $1.9 million. What's it do in 8 years? $5 million. So that's a pretty good nut right there. So if you put $50 away and hold it in Bitcoin, assuming Bitcoin doesn't just kind of does what it's done, it's past annual growth, they're suggesting that it's going to go from where it's at to astronomical numbers, certainly in a 10-year period. So this is assuming it just continues its current trajectory, which it's pretty much proven data-wise and statistically to do. Ups and downs aside, it's about averages over time. So let's say you've already got $1,000 worth of Bitcoin investment, and let's say your account's making $100 a week. In 8 years, that's $11.6 million. So let's go back to 5 years. $695,000. Here's where it gets crazy exponential. Let's go to 7 years, $4.5 million. I mean, in those couple of years at the end there, so it's the time factor, it's the dollar cost averaging, meaning you're buying it weekly, or, see, I just said it wrong. You're amassing it weekly. You're earning it weekly. It's a profit. Absolutely amazing. So I love toying with this calculator. I know people that have a lot more lump sum investment than that, but who cares? You can do a 0 lump sum investment and put away $10 a week for 10 years, $6.3 million. 0 Bitcoin right now, $10 a week for 10 years, assuming it keeps its annual growth rate of 155%. That's very realistic. Go look it up. Go look up. There's all kinds of different mathematic computations on what its annual growth rate is. I like CAGR, combined annual growth rate. That one seems to be the most realistic to me. Truth is, I've seen some calculations where this is 192%. So it's just even more, right? It's just even more. But let's consider, let's say the average person has $2,500 worth of Bitcoin, very realistic amount to have. You're not on anybody's radar, and you amass, we'll call it $75 a week. In 10 years, it's $77 million. So let's just start backing out. Let's go to 8 years. 11 million. Let's go to 7 years. 4.6 million. Let's go to 6 years. 1.8 million. $1.8 million starting today with $2,500 worth of Bitcoin, amassing $75 a week. You don't need that much because it's not about Forex. It's not about how much you're making on a daily, minute-by-minute basis. It's not at all. It's not at all. Let's say you put away $15 a week. Man, there's a bug flying around my face again. 7 years, $2.3 million. Like, what's it take to get to the million mark, six-figure mark? 7 years. $15 a week. Having $2,500 in your Bitcoin account right now. 7 years, $2.3 million. I mean, you want to talk about retirement? Like, I'll give you an example. I have a 16-year-old nephew. He wants to get into this stuff. And I showed him this calculator. And he's like, can I do this? I'm like, you have to do this. 16 years old? You ready for this? Let's say, dude, let's say I give him $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. And dude makes $10 a week. You ready for this? So he's 16. We'll call it 16 to 26, 36, 46. We'll call it 30 years. That's two sex trillion. That's more. What is that? That's 2 trillion. I don't know. That's a number, right? So my point is, so he's in his 40s, having put away $10 a week. Could I create my nephew a Forex account that would make him $10 a week amassed in Bitcoin? Dude would be, let's just back it out. Let's do in 10 years, he'd have $18 million. In 20, it's probably still unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 209 billion? Yeah, it's $209 billion in 20 years. Is anybody paying attention to any of this? You want your kids to be rich? Set them up a Forex trading account that makes $5 a week. Give them $1,000. $5 a week in 20 years is $172 billion. Let's put it back to 10 because those are just unrealistic numbers, right? In 10 years, $5 a week. In 10 years, it'll be $14 million. 14.8. $15 million. This is where what we're looking at right here, this is where the money's made. Fuck Forex. It's not the point. What can you leverage from those profits that are withdrawn and sent to your account anonymously weekly, dollar cost averaging? And your capital is not impacted. You had a $10,000 account, you'll always have a $10,000 account. You're just leveraging that nice $10,000 savings account, essentially, to get just a higher return on investment. Even if the numbers are half of this, 30% of this, you're crushing it. So look at this. Total investment made $3,600 over 10 years turns into $15 million. I don't know. I'll shut up. You probably all think I'm crazy. You probably all think I'm crazy. It's just math. It's just math. All right. Had enough of me for today? Hope so. I got work to do. So I'll let you go. Stay tuned. I'll be here Thursday if there's anything to talk about. But we've got some decent movement. We've got some exciting stuff going on. And if you just made a few bucks a week, the amount that you'll amass in a 5 to 10 year period is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And remember, I've got the FX to BTC pool that I'm running. And everybody's like, where's my payout? Where's my payout? I'm like, can we just let the markets, it's a summer vacation. I don't know, where's all the people? They're out at the beach, right? They're not in the office. So wait till they come back to the office. But nonetheless, even the smallest amassing of Bitcoin on a regular basis, we talk about every week. Well, maybe it's every 14 days. Maybe it's every 22 days. Maybe it's every 9 days, right? It's that dollar cost averaging and holding. Like, who's going to, over a 10-year period, are you going to worry about those 2 weeks in July 2024? I don't know. I just didn't feel like I was getting rich. Can you give it a little time? Because the math is worth it. That's it. Appreciate you watching. I will see you tomorrow on the live. See you in the group, fxwithterry.com. Join us. Start making some money. Start amassing. Forget making money. Start amassing some Bitcoin. That's the smart thing to do. And have a rich financial future. I'll see you later.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.